to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Hello, and welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. Tonight, you are invited to set aside your cares and drift into a place of quiet calm. In just a few moments, you'll journey through a story about the Palace of Versailles at nightfall, where illuminated fountains and gentle fireflies guide the way toward rest. For now, take a deep breath. As you inhale slowly, allow your eyes to soften, your forehead to relax. Exhale any worries lingering at the edge of your thoughts. Notice the gentle weight of your body, resting wherever you are. Perhaps the day has been long and filled with many small demands. Here and now, you can give yourself the gift of stillness. Inhale deeply once again, and with each calming breath, feel yourself beginning to settle, like a feather floating down, softly landing in a place of ease. The world around you has grown quieter, and your own breath is your gentle anchor. Let any tension loosen from your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, and all the way down through your arms, your hands, and your fingertips. Sense the solidity beneath you, supporting you, cradling you, and let this moment become a welcoming cocoon of warmth and peace. Soon, you will be guided into a tranquil garden, where dancing water and flickering lights will soothe every part of you. For now, simply linger in the comforting hush, breathing slowly, letting your pulse grow steady and calm, ready to wander softly into the story as it unfolds. At the Palace of Versailles, dusk settles with measured grace. The sun, once high and radiant, dips below the horizon, painting the sky in brushes of pink and pale gold. The grand silhouette of the palace stands quietly, its limestone walls catching the final glimmers of daylight. Behind those regal walls, the famed gardens stretch outward like a labyrinth of living art. Immaculate hedges and tree-lined paths weaving gracefully across the broad expanse. In the hush of early evening, the atmosphere grows hushed yet expectant, as though the gardens themselves prepare for a gentle transformation under the blanket of approaching night. Soft, amber-toned lamps flicker on throughout the manicured pathways, casting little halos on the crushed gravel walkways. The ornamental fountains, once lively under the midday sun, take on a new personality in the twilight. Their streams of water shine faintly, reflecting the deepening hue of the sky. Statues of graceful nymphs and mythological figures stand watch, their marble faces serene, touched by the last traces of sunlight. One can almost believe they're whispering secrets carried from centuries past, stories of courtly gatherings and moonlit strolls that once graced these very grounds. In this tranquil hour, a gentle caretaker makes the rounds, ensuring everything is ready for the nightly hush that falls over the gardens. Each fountain is checked to confirm it flows with soft, constant music. Paths are carefully lit so that those who roam at this late hour won't lose their way, The caretaker moves slowly, reverently, as though every stone, every flowering shrub deserves the utmost respect. The hush of dusk is tangible now, like a soft veil draped over every statue, hedge, and quiet corridor. Even the birds settle among the high branches, their evening songs gentle and subdued. Far in the distance, the palace windows still gleam with the memory of daylight. And though the grand building once housed the formidable King Louis XIV, the energy here now is one of stillness and reflection. The caretaker stands for a moment to admire the orangery, filled with the subtle perfume of citrus trees. Ornamental oranges, lemons, and lime trees seem to bask in the gentle glow of lantern light. The caretaker breathes in that faint, sweet fragrance, an aroma that seems to swirl with the promise of restful hours ahead. As night fully settles, a chorus of tiny creatures emerges. Crickets begin their serenade among the ornamental bushes. A light breeze sighs through the hedges, nudging leaves into a quiet, rustling dance. The caretaker notices the first flicker of a firefly drifting near a stone balustrade. Its small, luminous body pulses on and off in a pattern as old as time, a beckoning promise of gentle company for whoever may wander here after dark. The caretaker smiles, feeling that subtle enchantment which comes only when nature and artistry intertwine beneath the star-studded sky. Nearby, a wide reflecting pool spreads out like a mirror, capturing the darkening heavens above. Moonlight, delicate as spun silver, slips across the water's surface, transforming it into a gently rippling tapestry of night. Statues of cherubs and sea gods line the edges, their marble forms adding an air of timeless elegance. The water's soft lapping is hypnotic, a lullaby that resonates throughout the garden. Now and again, a soft splash occurs where a fish breaks the surface, as though it too wants to catch a glimpse of the night sky. Moving on, the caretaker follows a path to the center of the gardens. Gravel crunches beneath steady footsteps, each step measured and tranquil. Beyond the clipped hedges and regal statues stands a grand fountain known for its rhythmic cascades of water. In the daytime, its jubilant streams reach toward the heavens. At night, these waters flow with a quieter dignity, shimmering beneath carefully placed lanterns. The caretaker takes a seat on a low stone bench, letting the scene unfold, eyes lingering on the subtle interplay of moonlight and water droplets. It is a moment that feels suspended in time, a reminder that while centuries pass, the gentle hush of nature meeting art remains a timeless comfort. Among the flower beds that skirt the fountain, clusters of moonlit blossoms glow softly. White roses, their petals tinted silver in the dim light, release a delicate fragrance. The caretaker gently touches a petal, appreciating its velvety texture. A quiet sense of devotion seems to emanate from every plant and stone, as though they have settled into their nightly ritual of rest. The caretaker inhales again, letting the garden's scents mingle with the cool night air. Then, spotting another firefly flickering across the fountain spray, the caretaker rises and continues along the path. A wide promenade leads toward the Grand Canal, the large body of water designed in the shape of a long cross, a testament to the grand vision once poured into these grounds. The caretaker walks beside the canal, the gentle swish of water colliding with the stone edges, lulling the mind. In the distance, rows of poplar trees stand tall against the star-laden sky. Their silhouettes form soft lines, guiding any wanderers forward, as if offering a gentle invitation to keep going, to keep exploring. Down a smaller path, the caretaker notices an old, forgotten corner of the gardens. A cluster of hedges, tall and mysterious in the half-light, forms a natural corridor leading to a smaller clearing. Stepping through that leafy threshold, the caretaker encounters a statue of a mythological figure, half hidden by creeping vines. The caretaker carefully brushes aside the vines, revealing the statue's face. Its expression is tranquil, eyes fixed eternally on some distant horizon. Overhead, a pair of owls pass silently, their wings almost ghostly against the night sky. The caretaker closes their eyes momentarily, letting the night's hush seep into every corner of awareness. The wind, the crickets, the distant splashing of water, it all weaves together into a soothing tapestry of evening sounds. Somewhere in the distance, a muffled chord of music drifts, perhaps from a hidden courtyard or a small gathering inside the palace walls. The melody is faint, but it adds an air of nostalgic magic, as if time has folded back on itself to offer a glimpse of centuries gone by. In that half-real, half-imagined atmosphere, the caretaker imagines elegant figures in powdered wigs and flowing gowns, strolling arm in arm beneath these very stars. Slowly, the caretaker wanders toward the groves, those secret pockets of greenery lined with statues and fountains, each dedicated to different mythological themes. By day, these groves often host musical fountains and cheerful visitors. By night, they belong to quiet reflection and the glow of fireflies that emerge in twinkling patterns. The caretaker peers through a sculpted arch of foliage and sees a soft glow dancing among the leaves. It's another firefly, and then another, until a small cloud of these tiny lanterns rises, tracing lazy patterns in the dark. It is here that the caretaker decides to linger, finding a carved stone seat near an ornate fountain. Water drips gently from the fountain's tiered basins, falling into a cool pool below. The air is damp but comforting, scented with moss, wet stone, and night-blooming flowers. Each droplet of water seems to catch the moon's glow before releasing it into ripples that spread out across the pool's surface. Fireflies float by, like wandering stars, their soft lights reflecting momentarily on the water. In this dreamlike setting, time feels unhurried, as though the night might last indefinitely, ensuring that all who wander here find the rest they crave. In the hush, the caretaker recalls stories of the palace's grand past. The echo of chamber music and swirling silk dresses once filled these groves, punctuated by laughter and the subtle notes of perfume carried on summer breezes. Now, with centuries rolled away, these gardens hold a more universal resonance, one of nature's gentleness mingling with human artistry. The hush that falls after sundown is a testament to the enduring harmony between what was created by hands long gone and what continues to flourish under starlight. Eventually, the caretaker rises, gazing into the darkness beyond the grove. The path ahead leads to the most famous fountains, those beloved by visitors from around the world for their majestic display. Tonight, however, the display is soft, the water glowing under small spotlights. The caretaker steps onto a wide walkway that leads to the largest fountain of them all, the Fountain of Apollo, depicting the sun god rising from the waves. By moonlight, Apollo's chariot stands in silhouette, an eternal symbol of dawn and power. Yet, in the enveloping quiet of night, even this grand depiction feels at peace. The caretaker stands at the water's edge, hearing the gentle cascade, watching the reflection of the statue shimmer as though dancing on the water's surface. A single firefly weaves close, and then another appears. Before long, a gentle swarm glides above the fountain, their lights blinking in a slow, mesmerizing dance. The caretaker is motionless, mesmerized by the tiny pulses of luminescence that seem to echo the calm, reassuring beat of a heart in deep rest. Each flicker calls to mind the possibility of dreamlike wonder, even in the most familiar of places. In the distance, beyond the tall hedges and marble statues, the palace facade stands quietly. Golden lights illuminate its many windows, hinting at comfort within. The caretaker knows that inside these walls, centuries of history lie resting in silent corridors. Tapestries that once witnessed the swirl of courtly life now stand in subdued, velvety twilight, their threads as still as can be. All around, the hush of Versailles at night invites a spirit of peace, a sense that, in these rare hours, the garden belongs to those who seek gentle solitude. The caretaker follows a curved path that circles back around to a smaller, hidden fountain, nestled within a ring of roses. Here, the caretaker notices the roses' soft petals, some in full bloom, others yet to open. Leaning in, the caretaker inhales a deep breath of that sweet, floral fragrance. The fountain's gentle trickle provides a soothing, rhythmic undertone. Water tumbles in small streams from sculpted shells into a shallow pool where lily pads float, their flowers closed for the night. Every so often, a frog croaks from somewhere along the bank, as if greeting a passing traveller. It is a tender moment, one in which the caretaker feels cradled by the garden's soft pulse, its gentle life force moving in harmony. Continuing on, the caretaker notices faint candlelight glowing from an enclosed pavilion. Curiosity leads them closer. Inside the pavilion's arched doorway, a single lantern sits on a small wooden table. This is one of the garden's quiet rest areas, often used by visitors during the day to cool off in the shade. Tonight, it stands empty, but for that single lantern and the caretaker's presence. An ornate wrought iron bench sits along the interior wall, facing a mosaic depicting woodland scenes. The caretaker steps inside. feeling the air grow still. The quiet hush is even more profound here, the walls gently insulating any sound except the steady drip of water from a fountain just outside. Settling onto the bench, the caretaker breathes in the hush, letting the slow rhythms of the palace grounds wash over every sense. For a long while, the caretaker simply rests in that calm, the low lantern light casting soft shadows on the mosaic. Then, moved by an invisible cue, perhaps the subtle shift in the night breeze, the caretaker stands and steps back into the open air. The caretaker continues along a winding path flanked by neatly trimmed hedges, their tops squared by meticulous gardeners. Here, the caretaker spots a few more fireflies, dancing in gentle arcs near the ground. The caretaker follows them, almost as though they are guiding lights, weaving to and fro along a path that leads to a broad staircase. At its base is a small glade of trees, leaves rustling in a quiet lullaby. Under the tree canopy, the caretaker pauses, feeling a sense of deep reverence for this nighttime kingdom. Overhead, the interwoven branches sway gently, revealing a sky adorned with countless stars. The moon has climbed higher now, pearly in its glow, casting soft beams through the leaves. The caretaker can see the faint outlines of statues and small fountains peeking out from corners of the glade. It's an enchanting realm of light and shadow, a place that seems suspended in a perpetual hush. Even the breeze moves lightly, as if mindful not to break the spell. Off to the side, there's a simple wooden bench facing an ivy-covered wall. The caretaker sits once more, letting the body rest. The hush in the glade is profound, the only sounds being the gentle sweep of leaves and the distant trickle of water. A pair of doves, roused from their perch, stir and then settle again. Everything here breathes in unison, a soft, rhythmic lullaby that the caretaker gladly sinks into. In the caretaker's mind, all sense of hurry or tomorrow's tasks fades away. The garden's timeless presence offers only this moment. Dreams and reality seem to blend in these ancient corridors, where marble nymphs dance in the moonlight, and the hush of centuries hushes one's thoughts. The caretaker's eyelids grow heavy with a serene warmth, as though lulled by the gentle pulse of the evening itself. Eventually, the caretaker stands, continuing toward the palace's rear facade, crossing a quiet courtyard where a single torch flickers. The caretaker moves carefully over the cobblestones, footsteps echoing softly. Within this courtyard, the statues along the walls appear regal in the torchlight, their expressions calm, mirroring the serenity of the night. One statue in particular, a figure of a woman pouring water from an urn, seems almost alive in the play of light and shadow. Not far away, a small gate leads out of the courtyard and back into another section of the gardens. The caretaker emerges to find a narrow pool, edged by ancient stone. Lily pads drift serenely, their blooms closed as they wait for morning's light. The caretaker can't help but watch the water's surface, noticing how the reflections of branches and the faint glimmer of stars ripple into mesmerizing patterns. A single firefly skims the pool, its glow wavering on the water's surface, as if a tiny star has floated down to touch the garden's mirror. Along the edges of the path, topiaries in the shape of delicate scrolls and floral patterns stand like silent sentinels. Even in the diminished light, their meticulously trimmed shapes are visible, a testament to the garden's dedication to artful order. The caretaker traces a hand along the leaves, feeling the texture of well-tended greenery. Despite the neat lines, there's nothing rigid about this place tonight. Everything breathes with a natural softness, from the gentle hum of insects to the lazy swirl of a night breeze that rustles leaves and invites the eyes to close in contentment. Moving onward, the caretaker passes a final fountain, smaller than the rest, hidden behind a curtain of ivy. It's an intimate nook, its water flowing quietly into a mossy basin. A sense of gentle completion settles in. The caretaker feels the loops of the garden converging here, all culminating in a space designed for private reflection. The water's trickle is low, steady, ever present, a companion that sings of timeless calm. Standing there, the caretaker exhales and notices how each breath seems more expansive, more at peace, more ready to embrace the enveloping night. A final look around reveals that the fireflies have grown less frequent, as though they too are drifting toward rest in the hidden corners of the garden. The caretaker feels a soft breeze that passes through the hedges, creating a rustling sound that resembles a quiet lullaby. Overhead, the stars shimmer in gentle affirmation, countless silvery points in a deep indigo sky. With that comforting hush in mind, the caretaker starts the slow, measured walk back toward the palace entrance, each footstep guided by lantern light and the comforting hush of night. Even as the caretaker approaches the grand doors, the hush of the gardens seems to linger, a promise that this gentle world exists for all who seek it. The caretaker, feeling the weight of the night's peace, knows that this is an invitation to rest, a call for every weary spirit to find solace under the quiet canopy of Versailles at night. Fountains, fireflies, and the age-old echo of tranquil echoes linger in the air, weaving a soft tapestry of serenity. It is a tapestry that wraps around the caretaker's heart, certain to follow into dreams and beyond. Now, in the hush of deep evening, everything slows. Within the palace walls, corridors grow ever quieter. The gardens themselves seem to hum with a lulling melody, the soft hush of wind, the gentle drip of water. Each pathway and fountain, every statue and hidden glade, stands vigil in the moonlit serenity. Somewhere in the distance, a final cricket sings before nestling down to rest. The palace windows dim, one by one, as restful sleep drifts through every corridor. Let your thoughts grow as soft and tranquil as the quiet streams of water. Picture each gentle fountain flowing in slow motion, the droplets sparkling in midair before finding their way into silent pools. Imagine those little lights of the fireflies, like miniature moons drifting across the garden, guiding the way toward peaceful dreams. Each flicker invites a slower breath, each glow a gentle reminder that stillness can be a comfort. There is no hurry here, no expectation, only the soothing press of night, the weightlessness that comes when you release all the worries of the day. Feel how the calm of this place, so timeless and tender, begins to enfold you. Like a warm blanket, the hush settles around your shoulders, easing away any last threads of tension. If your eyes feel heavy, let them close, and if your thoughts meander, let them do so gently, without judgment, like leaves floating on a quiet pond. Sink into the lull, the softness, the subtle cradle of your breath. Every exhale unwinds the day's knots, and every inhale draws in the peaceful hush of a night garden at rest. This stillness is yours to keep, a gentle companion as you slip further into the land of sleep. Feel your body let go. Let the quiet rhythms guide you deeper, each restful beat offering a lullaby of silent fountains and glimmering fireflies. The tapestry of night is your soft resting place now, offering reassurance with every beat of your heart. You have travelled through regal corridors and moonlit groves, witnessed the hush of Versailles under the stars. Now the path leads inward into the calm chambers of your own dreams. No need to hurry, no need to linger on any stray thought. Drift easily, comfortably, as the hush wraps around you. May the echoes of flowing water and the flickering glow of fireflies accompany you into a serene, renewing slumber. In this quiet space, the palace stands watch through the night, tranquil and kind, an ever-present guardian of rest. Good night, dear traveller, sleep well.